How much did your broker give you this past month? How much has he given you ever?
This is a nationwide opportunity.
12 years in the business, you begin to start to realize that money's not your biggest issue, time is.
We have gone in the last 5 or 6 years to Tahiti, to the Bahamas, to Greece, all over Europe, Russia, Australia.
It's the only thing I've ever seen that truly puts the agent on the same side of the table with the owner.
It means that money comes in when I'm asleep.
In 1987, we started something that had never been done in the real estate industry before. We began to treat our real estate sales associates as if they were legitimate partners in the business, and we created a compensation plan that rewarded them for building the business.
It's a very straightforward business model. It's very important to understand that it is none of the things people often represent it to be. It's not a pyramid scheme. It's approved in all 50 states and Canada. It's not a multi-level network marketing system because there's no cost in, there's no risk, and there's no management responsibility. Here's simply what it is: a way for the company and its owners to reward its agents who bring more agents to the company and to reward them financially.
In all the models I had been in before, both traditional and 100%, there was always a tug-of-war over the dollar. And to see a model where everybody wanted everyone else to thrive, survive, and grow together, an interdependent profit-sharing model, was revolutionary to me in the real estate industry.
It's the profit that the market center makes, and a percentage of that profit is distributed as a thank you to the agents for helping us build the company.
When we created the profit share program, what we were trying to do was make a bold statement, take a huge leap forward to try to create a program that would allow the real estate agent to build a business inside the real estate company that was every much as powerful as if they owned the company themselves.
Our industry has done a terrible disservice to real estate agents because at no other company that I was ever at did they ever talk about wealth building. Did they ever talk about passive income? Did they ever come to me and offer investments where I could start working on my retirement? Well, when I came over to Keller Williams, I found out that this was available.
When someone comes into Keller Williams, they do not have to bring other people with them. They can choose not to take advantage of the opportunity of Keller Williams Profit Share, because there's really 3 things that have to happen. One is you have to sponsor someone into the company. Use your reputation, your relationships, your influence to have somebody look at and then join Keller Williams and name you as their sponsor. Once they name you as their sponsor, you start to build what we call a partnership profit share tree. In other words, you begin to have people affiliated underneath you in the business. And that provides a source of income over time, passive income, to you. Now, the second thing that has to happen is they have to be productive. It would be silly to reward someone for recruiting someone into the company, bring them in who wasn't productive. And the third thing that has to happen is the office, the Keller Williams Market Center that they're in, needs to be profitable, because there has to be profit to share through that productive person to you as the person who sponsored them in.
Profit sharing comes from the net profits of the office where that agent's located. You know, agents, we do not receive an override on an agent's commission.
That it allows the real estate agent to go into business without the financial risk, the legal liability, or management responsibilities. They are in one of the greatest passive income opportunities the real estate industry has ever offered them.
When you come into Keller Williams, if you choose to, and you sponsor someone in, that's called your first level partnership tree. All those people, no matter where they are in the country, they can be anywhere in North America, that name you as their sponsor, you will receive 50% of all the profit share attributed to them. Anyone they bring in, you'll get 10% of their profit share. Any people they bring in, it's 5%. And then it goes 5, 7.5, 10, 12.5. Down at my 7th level, all those people that come in, and you can picture how wide that might get, it's 12.5% of all their profit share comes up to you. Right? So when you join the company, you have the chance to build this business underneath you without any money and any risk that over time continues to send profit share up to you. Now, the reason it's limited to 7 levels is so that the opportunity never ends.
There isn't any question that the Keller Williams profit share plan really isn't understood by the real estate industry, because I personally believe if they really understood it, if the real estate industry really understood what we were doing, all other real estate companies would have some form of this.
There was a gentleman at our old organization. I ran into him probably about 6, 7 months after we had been at Keller Williams, and he said, "Well, Joe, how's that profit sharing going over at Keller Williams?" I said, "John, it's not going bad." He said, "Well, how much money you made?" I said, "John, we're probably making about, we're probably averaging about $100 a month." And he said, "You mean you made that change based upon $100 a month?" I said, "John, I'll tell you what." I said, when I first went over there, I was looking at profit share, and I thought that was, that was what I was interested in. I said, but I got over there and I found out what was really great was the training and education. I didn't get to talk with John again for a period of time till about 3 months ago. I ran into John. And John asked me what we were doing. And I said, "John, we're doing a little bit better than $100 a month." And he said, "Well, what do you mean?" And I said, "Well, how much does it cost you to send your child to A&M for a year?" He said, well, and he told me what it was. And I said, "John, I can send 4 of them probably 6 of them to A&M on what I'm making a year now on profit sharing."
And when we're talking about profit sharing to people, they think, well, that's easy for you to say. That's easy for you and Tom. You've got a lot of money. You've been in the business a long time. And, we're just starting, and you were new in the industry, or you were one of the first agents with Keller Williams. But we have what we have because of Keller Williams.
I hear from people a lot, well, you needed to join the company earlier in its history in order to really participate in the profit share program. And I have to tell you, this just isn't true.
Keller Williams has seen phenomenal growth in profit share to its agents since the program began. It reached over $1 million a year in 1997. By 2000, it was over $3 million a year, and by 2002, it had reached over $6 million a year, and it's been increasing by 100% a year since then.
If you talk to the pioneers of this company, they would tell you it is much easier today than it was back in the beginning. The opportunity is bigger. It's more obvious than it ever has been. It doesn't feel like pioneering anymore, and it's faster to earn money through the system than it was when we started.
Things were difficult. We were working from one commission check to the other. And we have this because of profit sharing, because of Keller Williams, because we've learned how to run our business like a business.
One of the things that's so exciting to me about profit share is the ripple effect it can have. For example, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, there's a profit share story that's so wonderful. A man by the name of Charles Bowles was one of the first agents recruited into the first Tulsa Market Center.
Well, Charles was very passionate about it. He had been in this industry for a long number of years, and really this was going to be an opportunity for him to add to his retirement program.
He willed his profit share to a very special family in Tulsa that could certainly benefit from having those funds.
He told us about the profit share program. He didn't tell us we were part of his will or nothing. And we had a relationship with Charles. It was unique in that we were neighbors. He was older, we were younger. His family didn't live close. And so we kind of adopted each other, and we just kind of treated him like our grandpa or something.
To honor his generosity, to keep his memory alive, each year at our annual Thanksgiving celebration, we award the Charles Bowles Inspiration Award to the associate, staff member, or team leader who best exemplifies what he stood for in his life.
We're proof that, it can be passed on. And that, it's real money, What can you say?
Linda and I would be with Keller Williams whether there was profit sharing or not.
Absolutely.
The company is an awesome company. It's an agent-based company.
An agent should come to Keller Williams because they want to further their career. They want to learn how to take a residential sales practice and turn it into a real business.
The most amazing thing I witnessed is that people actually joined up and began to think of the business as everyone's.
The reality is if you get real about money and how money comes in, you're going to understand that you're going to have to build a passive stream of income. Whether you do it today or you do it 5 years from now or you do it 10 years from now, passive income is the goal.